Lunch break over, and hopefully you are full and ready to now enrich your brain instead. Just a quick reminder to people as well, make sure that you are definitely rating these sessions at the end to know whether they resonate with you, whether you like them. And on top of that, remember, Q&A is there. Take advantage of it. I really want to see you guys engaging. I know you're food covered right now. It's a little bit of a stretch to reach over that keyboard, but it definitely goes a long way. And I know the speakers enjoy the back and forth engagement to get you guys what you really want. Now, our next speaker is here to do a little bit of brag about his support over the years and how he's helped a lot of people around the world. They're here to talk about operational support. It's my pleasure to introduce Grzegorz, who's going to take you through a few important lessons.
Hi, hello, good morning. Okay, so let's start. Warm welcome. I would like to share my case study of building the operations team that I was leading for the last 4 years. And during that time, my team and me, we were able to save the lives of more than 1.5 million people. How? You will discover during this session. First, warm welcome from Łódź in Poland. We got a great weather today, and if you will visit Poland and especially Łódź in the future, please contact me. I will guide you through the best places here. Okay, some more about me. You can scan the QR code and connect me on LinkedIn. For a long time, I'm taking care of projects and products in different areas like banking, automotive, and telecommunications. Over 5 years, I spent about the DevOps and service management. And personally, I'm like extraordinary travels. So, for example, on the picture, you can see me in front of the 4th reactor of the nuclear plant in Chernobyl. I'm that of two. I like painting the board game figures, and also I wrote stories for kids, unfortunately in Polish, so maybe in the future there will be some English translation. A short disclaimer, I am working for multiple companies in my history, so what I will say to you today, this is only my opinion and does not reflect to any companies that I'm working, were working, or will be working in the future. And also, every one of us has potentially joined multiple projects. Every project is different, so please have in mind that my perspective may not reflect what exactly you have experienced in your personal history of leading and joining the projects on the IT or other areas. Okay, so let's start. Our pipeline for today is first, I would like to introduce what is eCall and how we are able to help saving lives. Then I will share with you my plugin approach for building the operations team that I will expand in the few more slides. Then I will share some statistics from the project that my team was taking care of, and also I will bring few projects on front just to give you some summary what projects my team was taking care of. And before the summary, there is WTF. Maybe you can discover what this abbreviation is for. So in this presentation, it will be wide technical failures. So in case that we'll be able to cover this within the timeline that we have here, I want to share with you few of the technical failures that my team during the last 4 years has discovered and was hit on production by the different circumstances. Also, after my talk, there will be a panel discussion that I will join with some other panelists, and we will talk more about the technical failures on the DevOps area. So please be invited to join also the panel discussion later. Okay, so let's start. I don't know how many of you knows what eCall is, but generally it is the emergency system that in case of any accident or other situation based on in-vehicle sensors is automatically transferring the data to the public safety answering points, and they can send some help to rescue your life. This is mandatory for the new vehicles in European Union. If the vehicle was granted the access to be sold on the market starting from 2018, every single vehicle should have such system. On the left picture, you can see just a sample picture from one of the car manufacturers how the button looks like, and on the right, when you will just press it, it asks you to hold it for 3 seconds to call help, because it is working in dual mode. One, you can just press it and ask for help, because there might be a situation that the in-vehicle sensors will not see that there is something that you need assistance. And the second is that generally the car will call the help automatically. Just on the short picture how it is going to be. So you can also notice that starting from 2018, every single car has the GPS system inside, because this is needed to cover the eco requirements. And you can, with the ecosystem, send the data from the car just to receive it from the PSAP, and then they can order some help for you, or you can also talk with the person from the PSAP. It can be 112 emergency call line, and you can just simply say what is going on, how much help, or which kind of help you need. This is the eCall that is currently working, and my team was providing DevOps services for the product that was a part of the eCall process. It was not covering all of the cars in the world, but just part of them. And during 2 years, from the statistics, the application processed over 1.5 million eCalls. So my team, which was responsible for providing the DevOps environments on production and multiple other things, together with the 24/7 support, we are responsible for having this product live working and being able to process all of those eCalls. Every 1 hour, for example, during this session, if the application will not be working, it is potentially around 100 eCalls missed. So if the application is not working for 1 hour, we may have an issue of not being able to save lives in 100 cases on the roads. So this was really important to be able to cover this 24/7, and the reaction time was really, really short for us. So I don't know from what country you are, but generally, as per statistics, during this talk, 5 such eCalls from these systems will be raised in your specific country. Okay, let's move forward. So I joined the company and were asked to deliver the DevOps Competence Center, DevOps services, together with 24/7 support. So at the beginning, I had 3 not DevOps engineers, but more, I will say, application operations people that were able to discover the logs and take care of the process of handling the incident, not resolving the incident by themselves at the beginning. And in the first month, 2 of them give the resignation letter. So in some time, I was alone with one person, one engineer, covering 24/7 working of this specific and other systems. So it was really a tough time for me, and I really needed to build the team really from the scratch. So as you can see, during the first 2 years, we came up to 10 engineers in the team, and due to lack of competencies at the beginning, people and resources, there was overall number of over 1,000 overtime hours just to cover the needs to deliver the best outcomes, the best quality, and undisturbed process in example of the eco. So maybe you wonder, how did I start building this team? Because at the beginning, as I said, there was no competencies about DevOps, about, for example, AWS, how to set up the cloud environments and so on. So everything was going to be discovered during the phase of building the whole competence area. So I asked people to join the company, and we hired the people with maybe not the senior level of the DevOps engineers, because I know that after some time they will be a bit bored about the cases and solutions. So I prefer to hire regular or juniors with some strong knowledge or strong willing to discover the knowledge in one specific area. So for example, on a daily basis, everyone was able to perform the standardized tasks that we had in the team for multiple projects, but I've got the specialists or expert in the databases, in IT processes to cover the best outcomes from the support perspective, and also AWS CI/CD and other important factors that were for the projects really critical to handle both the DevOps and support side in one time. I have a support of line manager, and this was also important that I was not directly responsible for the salaries for the people, so it was easier for me to cover the things of building the relationship between us. So at the beginning, it was really hard. And if you are going to set up the DevOps competences services within your company, I will recommend not to hire just 5 DevOps seniors, because if you don't know what will be the flow of the work for example, next 1 or 2 years, you may have a situation that they will be bored and they will quit and escape from the company. It is better to build everything from the very beginning and have in mind that the people are able to learn from each other. My personal belief is that if we are a team, if we are a group of people that have the same target and we believe that we can handle it, we may even not have the proper knowledge, because we will be able to discover it and resolve the issue very fast. If we will be a group of seniors, of experts, but individuals, and not sharing our knowledge, we may have a situation that someone will be off and we will be totally not able to resolve any issue on production. Okay, so on the left, you can see how many deployments we have during the time. So as I said at the beginning, I was building the team, but after a few months, it was really a critical time with with a lot of deployments on production. We're a bit breaking the DevOps rule, because deployment was in fact released, because there was no possibility at this stage to have it not in parallel. How the team was working, I prepared the onboarding for every single new member of the team. And after some time, I discovered that I am forgetting about something when I'm onboarding a new person. So I followed the rule that the new employee was onboarded by the last hired employee. And it was working really great, because the person that was the newest one in the team has the fresh knowledge, what exactly is needed to discover and to gain the knowledge at the beginning for this specific projects that that person is working with. The second point is the bootcamp program. So after 1-2 years, together with my team, we built the bootcamp program for DevOps. So it was quite a unique situation for the company, that we were hiring the junior DevOps engineers, sometimes even out of the IT market and out of the IT area. And during the 3 months, we were teaching them with the specific bootcamp tasks, how to be a DevOps, what to do in the projects. We are teaching them about the cloud concept, about CI/CD processes, about the support, and so on. It was divided into 2 tasks. First was, I will say, more self-learning, and the second one was more based on Scrum methodology, proving within the sprints that we are capable of delivering what we learned at the beginning of the bootcamp program. And if you are looking for building the competencies within your company, and you have just few DevOps engineers, you want to extend it without hiring the new seniors and having a high cost at the beginning, I recommend to build a bootcamp program, because it was very effective for us. Also, this is important with building a team. I believe that personality, as I said before, is more important than the tech skills, because you can learn the tech skills, but you are less able to change the specific personality. Of course, I delivered to the team all of the necessary training and certifications regarding AWS, IT, and so on. And the other case for building the team was how to integrate them. So I will say a bit more about it on the next slide. So at the end, the team feels the responsibility about the projects that we are running, both on the DevOps and support side, and we trusted each other. Yes, I will bring one situation during the weekend. We had, of course, the 24/7 support ongoing for multiple projects, and only one person was called in case of critical situation. Everyone else just received the standard SMS message from the notification system that something may be wrong, and generally didn't have to perform any action. But I had some time, so after 15 minutes of receiving that SMS, I joined the call just to see what exactly is going on, how the person that was on duty is taking care of the issue. And generally, I found that the whole team, every single member of my team was on that call, because everyone has time, everyone wanted to help, and it was really showing that we had the common understanding what is going on, and also we were a team. So it was not the most important who was responsible for resolving the issue that time, but if someone has time, he was also able to join and help. On the management side, of course, there was a lot of risk that I had to manage. I had the separated Jira for my risk, and I was managing it on a at least weekly basis. Okay, how to manage the team also to be visible in the company. So as you can see, I prefer to do the team identification. We got the t-shirts, we got some other brandings that the whole company was able to discover that yes, we are DevOps, there is something new in the company, new competencies. We can, I will say, use those competencies also in other projects, in other business areas. So I promoted the competencies of DevOps and support across the company, and it brings us with more and more projects at the end. Personally, I had to learn multitasking. I will show you how multitasking was in my calendar at the next slide. But also there was a lot about internal development, not only myself, because before I was not aware of, I was not a DevOps engineer, yes, so I had to in a short time gather the knowledge about all of the cloud, CI/CD, and so on concepts, but also for the whole team, including, as I said before, also external trainings and development. Very important was to document and standardize what we know, because we were working with multiple customers and multiple projects. So to set up and document specific processes and to gather and gain knowledge from everyone was very important. After that, I started also to lead discussions with the existing and new customers about acquisition of new services, negotiations, and transition of the services to my team. There is an organization in Poland that is publishing results from the IT managers survey, and there are four points that you can choose when you are describing yourself as an IT manager. You can be people leader, business leader, technical leader, or organization architect. So I really recommend first for building the team and being the people leader, because if we are a team, when we are a team, we can do everything. When we are a group of individuals, it won't be so effective as it could be. Okay, let's move forward. So now you can see 1 week of my calendar from the previous company when I was building the DevOps competence area. I highlighted 6 meetings in parallel. So I go as a manager to a point that I was not able to do anything, because I was just jumping through the meetings and bringing a lot of cases and a lot of action points from one meeting without having any time to do it. Yes. So I had also to change my way of working to give more of the responsibility to my team. And funny thing was that at the end I was able to join 2 calls in parallel, one on my laptop, one on my mobile, and I was able to listen all of them. The case was if someone asked me for something, it was really hard to know which call they are calling me to join the conversation. So During those years, from starting from one project, one customers, at the end there was 7 customers and 12 projects running. So it was really, I'm not able to talk about the exact numbers, but the revenue growth from the first project within my 1 year was very higher than at the beginning of my start of working at that company. And after 2 years, it was really higher, multiple times the revenue from this area of competence center of DevOps and support services. So that was the business effects that were built during the building the team and the team spirit within. Okay, statistics from one of the projects. So we were handling in the application over 200,000 processes weekly, and during the whole project we did over 500 deployments. Also, what is important, the team was very proactive. So we, independently from the developers, testers, and end users, we identified over 400 defects by our own. Also in the code, because we are very actively reviewing on a weekly basis the logs from the monitoring systems, just to discover the corner cases that were not able to be catched by testers or were not visible for end users on production. During that time, we also received over 1,000 incidents, and our SLA to deliver the resolution on time was over 99.5%. What is quite interesting, the application was connected with multiple other applications within that company, delivered by from different sources and by different companies. And we also had a need during that time to raise over 600 incidents to that other apps. And unfortunately, we were not receiving the same SLA level as we were delivering for the product. Also, we developed independent monitoring of applications. So just as long story short, there was a standard monitoring systems that were delivered by the company that we were providing the application for, but also we discovered our own monitoring system based on even simple Nagios that the system was able to inform us about potential failure within few minutes, while the customer's monitoring system was alerting us after over 15 minutes from the critical situation happens on production. And this also brings us to the possibility of being able to deliver so high SLA during the whole project. Okay, just a few words about the project before I will show you how at the end the team was working and what was the results from building this whole DevOps services competencies. First, the automotive one, we were responsible for taking care of the application that was taking care of user requests. Yes, so for this project, we are delivering the whole CI/CD process, including deployments and releases on production. We were taking care of the support 24/7. Everything was on AWS, covered by multiple monitoring systems. I will not name the exact systems now that we are using, but overall for the all projects within the team, we were using Kibana, Grafana, Dynatrace, Prometheus, Datadog, and probably a few others that I don't remember right now. And we believe that if we can do the monitoring, we should do it right. And if we can monitor something from 2 different systems or sites, we should do that just to be sure that everything will be working smooth on production. As I said, also proactivity, so log analysis, and after some time, automation and scripting just to be able to do something else during the time that we were providing something manually before. Next one was for the aviation. So we took care about critical process, because ground aircraft communication. If you will be flying through the Europe, for example, for your vacation time, you for sure don't want that the plane will lose the communication with the ground systems. So here we provided developments in the standard Scrum Agile approach, On our side, as a DevOps and operations team, was 24/7 maintenance with monitoring, log analysis, and also incident management. The last project that I want to highlight here is the health industry. We got the COVID situation in the past. This is not connected to with COVID, but we provided the full DevOps for the solution that was taking care of the drug testing, including AI. And here, from the very beginning, we provided the first environments in the cloud for the customer. We provided the first optimization for that, including after some time automation with the infrastructure as a code for building the new environments automatically. And at the end, when there was some time, we also optimized the cost of the cloud concept at the end because the customer has multiple environments consuming a lot of resources. Okay, how the plugin approach works at the end. So basically, as we have a project, we had a project with the development, we have some developers, testers, management, so the whole, I will say, Scrum area. From the second side, we got the customer. It can be an end user or company that we are delivering the software to, and we are connected with other vendors and third-party companies within multiple of integrations. And my team, the operations team, took care of the providing the environment, monitoring for it, all of the IT processes within 24/7 manner, the whole delivery of the solution on production, including hypercare after deployment. And as I said, it was very proactive, and at the end, a lot of automation was introduced just to make our work easier. You can also divide the plugin approach into three areas. So first is the dev. So we are building the environments or the pipelines or creating some Python or Bash scripts. So I'm calling on the operational level, of course, that this is something like service architecture. Then we have the operations. So we are running what we have prepared, both about the environments and the pipelines. We are providing the monitoring it with the proactivity and hypercare, and also building the knowledge base, which is very important. Usually in the project, there is no time for providing the documentation. And this is okay, maybe for developers, because they are not working 24/7 to maintain the product up and running on production. But at the end, this is critical to have the good knowledge base. So this is the part that I'm calling the service management, and the third is the triple O, so observability, optimization, and operations. So we are supporting the solution that we bring to the production within 24/7, and we take care of everything that may happen there. Next approach, at the beginning, I said I was building the competencies within the team. So at the end, we were certified from starting from ITIL through AWS, Oracle Cloud, and Microsoft. We took part in the regular sprint backlogs tasks related, of course, to our DevOps and support area within the project. So we were not only taking care of working environments on production, but also we received the tasks during the sprints to deliver something new for the whole application. Full responsibility for the E2E and prod environments, and helping also the team of developers and testers with their int and test environments, so lower stages. As I said, we were setting up everything from scratch. We were able to deliver it, deploy and release the application there, and also take care of the whole production environment at the end. This is the standard DevOps loop. So if we are looking on it, we were not able to code and to test because we didn't have the competencies of testers to prepare, for example, automation tests, and we are not able to bring the code because our competencies in case of writing the code was on the junior level, just to understand what is inside the code. Okay, now I would like to jump. I'm just checking how much time we have, and we have a few minutes. So I want to share with you some of the situations that hit us on production during that few years. of building and leading that DevOps team. Not always it will be due to our issue, and if we are working in a complex environment, it is usually not our fault at the end that something is not working. So I will talk about the application that has a lot of endpoints, about 20 or 30 integrations with other applications around. And first is missing the SLI for the ticket, and it is the human fault of us. So not always the really, I will say, sophisticated situations on productions brings us to miss the SLA. Here we breached it because we were in the middle of fixing the production, and the monitoring system was also automatically creating the incidents to us. And it was more important for us to fix the production than to take care of the incidents. And unfortunately, we just forgot to close the incident on time, but the production was up and running. So it is not always easy to deliver best outcomes. You can do everything what you can to bring the production up and running, but you can forget about something that is in the process just to simply close the incidents. The next case will show the external responsibility. That, for example, we got an issue that users were unable to log into the application. It was critical incident, so we had 1 hour for resolution of that. And at the beginning in our application, when someone was starting our application, he was redirected to external two-factor authentication system that was authorizing this user, and then the flow goes again to us with the proper authorization. And we discovered that this is not the issue on our side, and the users were not able to log in because the 2FA was not working. Yes, they of course has some unplanned outage. They implement some new functionality or the change request on production, and they didn't inform us that something may be going on. But we were prepared for that because we are starting with our application without two-factor authentication. So we know what we should change to disable two-factor authentication. Of course, we can discuss what is more important, two-factor authentication on login page or having the application up and running for some time. Here, the application was so critical that it was more important to be able to log into application and use it. So we were doing the deployment on the E2E environment with the changes that enabled us to log in without, enabled users to log in without two-factor authentication. And during that time, the problem was resolved by the 2FA team. So you should, during building your application and your DevOps area and environments, think what can go wrong. Here, we were luckily aware of this, and we were able to change it by ourselves without any other team. So within 2 hours, we were able to fix not our fault and bring the application up and running. Okay, let's move forward. Sometimes backup is not enough. So the application was not accessible for all of the sensors that were using it. And the question was on the network side. Yes, because the primary firewall that was not in our responsibility to take care, because there was a separated network team taking care of all the network stuff. The primary firewall went down, and maybe you will not believe the second one, the failover, the backup one also failed. So you were out of the network because there was no firewalls. And they needed to do some manual failovers and resolve it. So we are just waiting for that. But you may consider in your project if you really have the backup and if the backup is working. For example, the other situation not listed here, we had the, I will say, standard server data center, and there was some systems that we were checking, and when we were checking the first system, it goes down, and automatically the second also goes down. and it was a problem on the hardware level because the firewalls were not working, and luckily we had the third one available. So though this was the third one was our real backup, because those two that were working, the first primary and the second the backup, was just the configuration for the production. So always think what you can have as a real backup in case that the primary and secondary solutions will fail. And it is not always good to be the first. In one of the projects, we are not able to log into the application because our configuration on AWS was deleted. Why? Because we are first in the cloud. The customer started his cloud journey, and at the beginning there was no procedures, processes, I will say dedicated team responsible for taking care of the whole cloud environment. So we were just able to deliver our application, deploy the environments on AWS. And after some time, we discovered that we are not able to look into, the users are not able to look into the application. The case was that the team that finally was responsible for taking care of the whole cloud environment introduced Terraform scripts just to have all of the environments on the same level with the common settings, and they just forgot or don't ask or missed that we were before introducing the process of gathering those configs, and they just deleted it totally. So it took a lot of time for bringing it on production, and next day they ran again the same Terraform script, and we were hit by this situation again because they didn't introduce the changes to the scripts. So this is also the situation that you may be ready with everything, but unfortunately, due to some external reasons, you may have a problem on production. Okay. Log4j, around 2 years ago, zero-day exploit was identified, and a lot of us has an issue with that. So we were aware of that. We go step by step to upgrade Log4j together with CDLL. Of course, we were unable to bring it to the live environment within 1 hour because we have 4 environments. We needed to go one by one, deploy it. We need to at least perform some simple tests at the beginning. And at the end, the operation was successful. We were not able to shut down the environments, at least the prod environment, during that change. And the next day, we were informed that potentially we were attacked 16 minutes after receiving the need for upgrading it. So there was really no time for doing anything. What we did the local dump of the database just from the current time to be able to see what was potentially checked for the security analysis. And also we deploy the application from the very beginning. We bring the database from several days before restoration and analyze the traffic to the E2E environment because it was on E2E. So in the future, as we are unable to shut down the production, we know that at least all the others environments we can shut down, at least if we do not need them for deployment of the final solution to production. So doing everything what we can, we missed something that we could do, and this is something that will be our lesson for the future. And the last one that I want to highlight here, we received a critical incident that application is totally down. We were checking at the beginning, as always, if everything is working for us. So working for us, yes, works for me. But as this was an important application, we wanted to have some more information from the reporter. We tried to reach him. We tried by email, phone, no answer for the 2 hours. After that, he called that he was at the market to buy some vegetables. And at the end, this simple thing consumed the time of 3 or 4 DevOps engineers out of hours trying to resolve the issue that does not exist, because in fact he said that it was just 3 minutes long network issue. So as you can see during my slides, I'm always putting the meme of it is fine, so this is not fine. Okay, summarizing this part. Before the issue in production, you can prepare the documentation, processes, procedures, have the proper training, and share the knowledge. When you have the situation on production, you can identify what exactly is going on, integrate the resources and competences that you need for it, for resolving it, intercept and inform all of the people around, because maybe someone will know something about this specific situation, and investigate this issue till the resolution. What is also important after, you should gather the knowledge, perform the retrospection just to know what exactly was done, what we could do better, fix the issue if that was just the hot fix during the situation, and document exactly what was done, even for the simple solution, even for something that you think will not occur again. I had in my history the situations that were hit after 2 years about the same situation, and if we will not have it documented on the Confluence page, we will probably spend few hours for resolving, because no one remembered exactly how to take care of such situation. Update your processes and procedures. Okay, takeaways. When you are building the team, when you want to build the DevOps Competence Center, remember that personality at the beginning is even more important than technical level, and in the long term it will bring really a pros to you. Small teams, of course, are more flexible, and if you are building the team from scratch, it is easy to integrate the team. Line manager is important, but the team leader also can intersect, and, for example, taking out from the team leader the part of the salaries will help you to integrate the team. You are not one man army, but one team army, and together you are strong. Individuals cannot do what the team can. And also, I'm trying to deliver to my engineers the broad context on the business, operational, and so on side, just to give them the perception what exactly is going on, why we need such actions to be performed. And at the end, be more people than tech and biz. Okay, if you have questions, I will be very happy to answer that. I hope that I will have answers exactly for your questions. And once again, thank you very much. You can join me on LinkedIn, and we may have a discussion about how to build the DevOps team. If you have the DevOps team already built, then you can go to the platform engineering and create even something better. Thank you. You are muted.
Thank you. There we go. I knew I was going to do that. Yeah, thank you very much, Grzegorz. So if you guys do have any questions for him, Q&A, click the tab, type in your questions right now. Of course, you can always reach out later if you prefer. But yeah, really quite a thorough discussion there, Grzegorz. First thing that kind of came to my mind, I mean, it's kind of going to be an opportunity if you just kind of brag. What would you say, like using these kind of practices, what was your biggest, I guess, win, right? Like what was your, would you say is your biggest achievement using what you've learned here? Like an example where you went in and turned a big disaster around.
But I gave you the example that the whole team was available during Sunday when the production was hit by a critical incident, and this is my win, because I personally, I'm not on the deep technical level that I can create the whole AWS environment and so on, but that showed that I can deliver and build the very effective teams, and that was really important for me. Yes, because as I said, I believe that if we got the team, we got the faith, we are feeling what we are doing, we can do everything. If we will be just individuals, nothing will go. Maybe for some time we will be best, but at the end there will not be the same spirit, the same effect, and so on. So for personally, for me, this is the biggest achievement. And the second achievement is that I was able within few years to build 10 people to be the senior DevOps engineers with multiple clouds, multiple CI/CD solutions, and so on, understanding the whole concept, being able to work in parallel on 2, 3, or 4 projects that were running with different coding language, different clouds, different CI/CD solutions, and so on and so on.
Do you think, because you mentioned in the first part of that, you mentioned you're not the most technical person, and the second part, you highlighted all these different platforms. Do you think that's kind of an advantage for someone in more of kind of that managerial position, is the fact that sometimes not being as deeply versed in the tools gives you a clearer perspective on what to do from a high up
So
position.
uh, at the beginning of my journey in the DevOps area, I took my personal time and I made some certifications on the cloud level at least.
Hmm.
But I stopped at the level at the beginning when I was with only one engineer. I was even doing some work and tasks in AWS. But after that, there was more work for me, not on the technical layer.
Okay.
And I think that the good approach is to understand what team is telling you, but not be exactly being able to do that. Yes, but understand that this is the good approach. Understand that they really uh, think about what the solution will be best for this situation, and you can see that they are using what they should. Yes.
Yeah.
So understand.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So understand, not perform. Yes.
Yeah, I guess like the interesting way of thinking that is you don't become too romanticized with a specific solution. You can see everything with a more unbiased lens, right? Because you're just looking for the optimal end solution instead of going, oh man, I've used this for years and I love the way it works.
Yes. Also, some of the people has the approach that they are willing to do something by themselves. Yes. So
Yeah.
if you cannot, you don't have this problem. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's all we've got time for. We're running over a little bit, Grzegorz, so I'm being conscious of that. Definitely a pleasure to talk to you. People have got your links; they want to reach out to you. But thank you very much for a really informative talk.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Goodbye.